Welcome to the Promised Land. This is our welcome sign, and basically, this is just one of the Promised Lands, but this is the promise that the Lord gave me. Your trees will bear fruit in season, your rain will come in season, and upon this land you shall have no lack. This property is 25 acres on this side, and then 17, we got an additional, years later, 17 acres for a boys' Promised Land. And all we had was a promise, and that's why we named it the Promised Land. The promise is we'd never lack again. I'd be able to rescue children and not worry how we were going to eat, what we were going to do, how I was going to pay the rent, what we were going to do. At that time when we got this land, babies were going on our border for $18. And just if we didn't get babies, they would end up in the hand of a trafficker within 72 hours. The kids that live here, they've never had a home before. They've lived in slums, they've lived in trash, they've lived on the streets. They've never had anything like this in their life. So my vision and my heart for them was that they can roll and play in grass, and they can run freely, and they can play soccer, and they can just have healing in this place. I do family style safe homes where I'd give a house mama or a house father. I give them a family. I give them a mother and a father. Well, the last part of the promise was that, and from this land you shall have no lack, that God would be able to live off the land and not ever suffer and need rice again like that, like we were desperate. So I always knew that the last part of that promise was a promise of provision. We probably grow about 70% of our vegetables now from here. Yeah, all organic, no pesticides, nothing. It's our cricket farm. Crickets are the cleanest form of protein, and so it's one of the ways that you can definitely, it's a huge thing in America right now, but it's one of the ways that you could survive is from crickets. So they kind of roast it like nuts, and they eat it like that, like roasted on top of rice. We have a fish farm, we have a chicken farm. I hadn't touched this land, and all of a sudden I heard in my heart, what are you going to do for me in your generation? What are you going to build for me in your generation? And I'd already rescued children. We already had family style safe homes. I already had all of that. But I literally heard the voice of the Lord say, what are you going to build for me in your generation? And I knew he was saying, build his house, build his church. At the end of the day, the thing that the Lord is building is his church on the earth. And so the Lord said, build me a place where generations can come to know me. Just a place of love, of joy, of healing, of protection, of family.